He tried to steal my clothes. And really, this goes out to the Lord, all glory to God. When I was homeless in Florida, I believe it was 9 weeks I was homeless in Florida. At least half of that time I was in an abandoned building. I was relatively safe. But there was a time where they'd shut down the abandoned building just to make my life not easy and not pleasant. So I had to sleep out in the open. There was a guy who had been not treating me well. I had a little bit of insect repellent, and I remember he asked me for it. Mind you, I had no money. He was spraying so much of it on him, I only had like that much left. I think I had that much left when he was done. But we ended up sleeping in the same area where a lot of folks who were homeless were sleeping. And I was very serious about keeping my stuff. I would sleep basically on top of my stuff. I had a suitcase with the clothes that I owned, and I would sleep with my head on top of that. And I had a cart with wheels. I think I put my clothes on top of the cart, fold it down, and I would sleep like that. But I happened to leave the zipper partially unzipped, and it was actually towards the top of my head. So I woke up once, he was trying to pull my clothes out of my bag. Because I was half asleep, I didn't understand what was happening. I remember I yelled out something, "God save me." And then I saw him and he kind of put it back, and it just didn't register because I wasn't fully awake. Next thing I know, he did the same thing, except he ripped half of my clothes out of this little suitcase. And I know if someone steals from you, Jesus said, give them more than what they're trying to steal. I just wasn't there at that time. And again, I screamed. I got up. He had a handful of my clothes, including a towel and I don't know what all. I yelled some at him, maybe give me my clothes back. I don't know, whatnot. The guy had a pulled hamstring. He was going around pretending that he was rich, but in fact he was just homeless, and they had put him on me to try to make my life unpleasant. I ended up ripping my clothes out of his hand. I don't know if I put them on the ground or not, but I simultaneously shoved him and almost at the same time kicked him as hard as I could. When I did, it threw me off balance as well as him, and we simultaneously fell to the ground, both of us. This guy stood up, okay. Mind you, I don't know why they put someone who had a messed up hamstring, disabled and not really able to fight me, but that's who they sent. Otherwise, he was my size, and he was a male and about the same age. Anyway, he gets up, he's grabbing his hamstring, and he's walking off, literally screaming, "Ah! Ah! Ah!" I got all my clothes and put them back in my bag. But that's a story that I wanted to share with you. When this program first went covert, I thought I could beat them all up and I could fight all of them, and I was slick. I'm not sitting there saying I would just go directly try to fist fight people bigger than me, but if it came down to it, I guess I would have, because the Lord put fear of me in their hearts. So even bigger dudes generally wouldn't try to fight me. And I guess the ones that would try to fight me, they apparently didn't really know how to fight. So that was an interesting experience. I did get my clothes back, and maybe that was God's will. Maybe it wasn't that I just give him more of my clothes, even though Jesus said otherwise. I don't know. There's a time for everything under heaven. I thought I'd share that story. Please like, subscribe, and share. Born Again Beautiful TIs. God bless.